Hello everyone, my name is Mitchell Kucera and this is my Module 8 case study in EDL853 called Get This Child Out of My Room. In this particular case we have Susan, who is a first year SPED teacher right out of college. She's replacing a vet in the district that's been there for 20 plus years. It's in a small district where we have limited resources and teachers are kind of set in their ways. The difficult student that Susan is dealing with right now is Carl. Carl has parents who have recently divorced. They are indifferent to his schooling as far as the plans that Susan's had for him. Carl has become a danger to himself and to others, classmates and teachers. He is not responding to the different intervention systems that have worked in the past for him. When Susan comes up with a plan for Carl, his teacher is not happy with it. She wants him to move into the resource room and get out of the classroom. Susan believes that Carl deserves a better education and has a better plan for him. She feels like she's doing her best, but the support's not there. So category 1, what do we know? We know that she's a young IEP manager. She is replacing someone who's been there for 25 years in a rural school district that has people who are set in their ways. The superintendent shares time, so once a week, and for the IEP meeting, the superintendent wasn't there. The assistant superintendent was, which was an administrator at the school. They have limited resources because it's a small district. What we know about Carl is that he's troubled. Since the divorce, his behavior has been erratic. It's been violent in some point. They feel like he is a threat to students and teachers alike. But academically, he is still on track and still able to succeed in the classroom. Susan came up with a plan for Carl. Miss Taylor, his teacher's not happy with it. She'd rather him be in the resource room. His parents are indifferent of the plan or distracted. They just want someone else to solve his problem while they live their lives. What do I feel like I need to know is, how is the plan working? Susan had a plan. How is it working? Second, what resources does Susan have for support? And third is, how effective was Mrs. Lewis' plan in the past? That was the IEP manager before. How effective was it? And why did it stop working? Identifying the problem. The problem is that Carl's acting out, and there's a simple solution that's not beneficial to the student, and the new solution that does not make the teacher happy is unproven. The simple solution would be to take him out of the class. The new solution is to keep him in for the betterment of the student. Category 2, plan of action. So what I would do is have her observe the student behavior in class. See what causes him to become a threat. See what happens. Analyze if it's necessary to remove the student, or see if we could put in a full-time male parent to get him another adult that's positive. Third, create a temporary student removal plan if he starts acting up. So if he starts acting up and needs to be removed, he can be removed. Fourth, establish criteria for permanent removal into the resource room. So category 3, we have to look what's best for the students. So to keep him in would give him a chance to be successful academically. Carl's behavior changed after he got divorced, but it could also be changed with a positive adult presence and support from his teachers. And we've seen that intervention has worked in the past, but as a life change occurs, adjustment need to be made to address that new issue. What was I thinking, feeling, or valuing? Um, Veteran teachers might not trust a young IEP manager to do the right thing. I feel that she's doing her best to solve the issue and not just pulling him out of class. And keeping the student in the classroom is best, but kicking him out is easiest. You need to value the child's education over what is convenient. So unresolved issues. So what will happen to Carl? What is going to be the end game? How are we going to help him overcome his issues? How will relationships with the other teachers be affected? Um, will they trust Susan more, or will they be weary to take problems to her and don't think that she can be solved? And what support will Susan get from the upper level administrators? So what are they going to get from the superintendent if she comes out with a plan like the one I have outlined? Is it going to get support? Will we get another para in that building to help with the troubled student? So category 5, you look at how do the actions support the academic success, the personal well-being success of each student, and the instructional capacity in the classroom. You look at the academic success of every student. If you keep Carl in class, he will get the best instruction possible. He won't just be put into an intervention room where he's not taught up to his classmates' standards. Having a plan for his behavior gives structure, and structure can reduce a distraction in the classroom because you know what's going to go on if this happens. If he has an outburst, we have an appropriate response. We don't have to worry about, well, what am I going to do when he acts up? And if we were to get an extra support person, so a para, in the classroom, it would free the teacher to focus on teaching instead of discipline. And when we can focus on teaching over combating every single little discipline problem, instruction improves. So how does the plan support the personal well-being of every student? Without an extra adult in the room, it gives a positive role model for Carl. When he has teachers that don't want him and parents that are disinterested and relationships in his life going bad, he needs someone good in his life to show him that he can be successful and he is supported. With another adult in the room, it gives him a positive role model. Another adult in the room also gives the teacher a chance to not only concentrate on the teaching and concentrate on being the best teacher, but fostering a positive learning environment by being able to have open conversations with the kids, by differentiating methods because there's another adult in the room that can help. And the students also feel safer in that room because there's someone to help with Carl's behavior. If they feel like they're safe, the emotional well-being of them in that classroom is going to be better. You perform better, you feel better when you feel safe. And that way, they can become more successful as they feel better in the learning environment. Category 5. How does the plan increase the instructional capacity? As I've said before, with another adult in the room, the teacher can focus on getting more done in the class and ease the class loads of the teacher by having the other adult to help. When you look at Susan's role, she can understand a little better the goings on in the classroom and what's going on as far as discipline or the different challenges that this teacher sees by observing that classroom and being there to give an appropriate accommodation. The last one is that the observation can also support future IEP building because she now knows what to do in that situation. Every situation is unique, but being exposed to multiple situations to build IEP around and look at plans and interventions, the more that you do, the better you'll be at it. And the better you'll be able to identify how to make your students successful in each environment. So that is my case study for EDL853, Module 8. Thank you.